5,
4,
3, 2,
Uno.
Paulie here on the Latino Slant. Make sure you are subscribed here to the channel, and that you also check out our merchandise page, because you can get cool things like that cup and my Defund the Thought Police t-shirt. That's right. You guys check out that. Yeah, check out that our merchandise page. It's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of cool stuff there. So glad you guys are enjoying are joining us. 2021, year of the authentic Latino or inauthentic perceptions. Man, there's a lot to cover, and I am talking about this great article by Kenneth Castillo, and I wanted to get this video out ASAP because we're gonna have him live with us in a few. So check out your so make sure you have your alerts on, so you know when that live show comes on with Kenneth. But he wrote a great story for the Daily Chela, and I want to get right into it. What does authentic mean in Latino entertainment? Forget about authenticity. Just make something that is honest. If you don't know the difference, then that's a problem. The most overused word in Hollywood right now in promoting Latinx movies and television is authentic. You should watch this movie, TV show, because it's authentic. On the flip side, Latinx critics and bloggers keep chastising Hollywood for not being authentic enough in telling our stories. Huh. It seems like there's no one's winning here. Everyone's butting heads. I don't know. You can't cast a Spanish actor to play a Cuban band leader, Desi Arnaz. My question is whether our audience even cares if something is authentic or not, and what does authentic even mean anymore? Kenneth poses that question. I like that question. Gotta pose it, man. When I started making my own independent films, I referred to my own work as authentic because this is what my audience was telling me. My stuff was written in my own voice. They are what I've always referred to as stories from the neighborhood. And I've worked hard to create characters who were compelling, complicated, and honest. The simplest ideas can be so compelling when someone has to, write an article to tell you what the best ideas are, or the ones that you write from your own background. We're in such a race to be the most authentic, to be, this virtual that, and this identity this. It's like, be authentic, man. Then everyone's gonna dig what you have to say. An ex-gang member even had the last lines of my first film tattooed on his back. He paraphrased a little bit, but that's understandable. I've been a professional filmmaker for over 15 years. So I get sick of seeing the same patterns from Latinx bloggers and critics who, and my protector here is giving me a hard time. It likes to misbehave. Who have strong opinions on how Hollywood should operate, but have no real idea on how Hollywood actually works. Oh man, let me tell you something. There's so much good in this article that I'm going to keep on reading, and then I want to break it down a little bit more with you guys. Everyone has the opportunity to get their own voice out with the help of social media. Pay attention here. But it doesn't mean your voice is relevant. The audience is the only thing that matters in what they think authentic is. Over the past 5 years, there may have been more Latinx movies and TV shows on TV than there has been let me read that again. Over the past 5 years, there have been more Latinx movies and shows on TV than there has been at any time ever. Some are good, and some are not so good. Some are written and directed by our own, most are not. Either way, the influx of Latinx bloggers and critics has increased 1,000-fold. Sometimes I feel there are more Latinx critics than there are creators. And of course there is, because being a critic is easier. Not to generalize like most of them do. Some are genuinely interested in promoting our own and have a genuine love for film. Most, however, wish they had the guts to do what creators do. Oh, whoa, whoa, Kenneth. Woo. Kenneth, what is happening here with this? Wow. Wow. Yeah, let's say we had to take it to the big camera there for a second because it was like whew. What are your thoughts, guys? Give me your comments. I want some comments. I would love, love to hear your comments on what I just read. I have a lot of thoughts running through my head right now. Um, Interesting. I've always said for for my channel, I'm not a content creator. At the very best, I'm a host. I produce a couple videos. I might edit them pretty well. Sometimes I don't, but I'm always a fan. I'm always going to give something a shot. I'm not a creator. A writer, a director, an actor creates. And I get to be the benefit of their art. It's an art form. So I feel really strongly in line with Kenneth here on what he has to say. And I take great I have great loyalty to actors, writers, and directors. So I take it's hard for me to hear when other YouTubers and bloggers use the term adult pretenders. It really shows supreme ignorance in what this you know what their career entails. And it's a it's a real lazy thing to say. And hey, he's absolutely right. It's really easy to be a critic. It's wonderful. Good stuff here, man. Good stuff. Let's get back to the story, shall we? Yeah. All right. Either support or don't support, but don't ever think you are changing anything about this business with your opinion. The only thing that creates opportunity in this town is massive success. Your 10K plus Twitter followers may make you feel good, but as far as influence goes, it doesn't amount to much. Um, I see where he's coming from. On that same note, though, I'd have to say that whether it's 2,000 subscribers, 1,000 or a million, you can open up people's eyes to new and exciting things. But ultimately, an influence to change minds, you can just always lead a person to water, that type of thing, and just say, hey, this is what I like, or this is what I don't like. So again, this is really juicy. I'm reminded of this when Twitter blows up over a TV show and then said, TV show gets canceled. Again, the audience is not Twitter. Damn. Damn. The biggest support a Latinx show gets from the Latinx Twitter sphere is when it gets canceled and the predictable trumpets sound for a petition to get it back on air and boycott Hollywood. Same thing with from Cowboy Bebop. Neither of these strategies has ever worked. I recently saw a petition to cast Mario Lopez as the next James Bond on Change.org. I swear, it's out there. Look it up. The best way to support anything Latino is to actually watch the thing. I watch everything if it has a Latino cast or a writer director. I support everything. If I like it, I let people know. I blast it on social media. If I don't, I support it with my silence. I get that it's hard to create anything Latino in this town and get on a screen anywhere. That being said, Latinx creators have a duty to create stories that are emotionally compelling. And if it's a comedy, it needs to be funny and emotionally compelling. Oh, this is true. This is true. Forget about authenticity. Just make something that is honest. If you don't know the difference, then that's the problem. This year was an interesting year when it came to movies. We saw In the Heights get a heightened level of excitement when it came to representation and how it was going to open opportunities for Latinos, even though it wasn't directed by a Latino. The Afro Latinx community came out against it for not representing them authentically, and we know all about we know all about that one. We know all about that one. That was a a little nutty there. What do you guys think? Hit us up with a comment. I happen to have great respect for director Kenneth Castillo. We've had him on the show here. Uh, I always think it's good for you know the other side, like the creators, the real creators, to hold our feet to the fire. Bloggers, all that stuff, YouTubers. Ah, it keeps us honest, and I like that. Again, check out our merchandise page. Got this beautiful Defund the Thought Police t-shirt there on our merchandise page. Here, let's put that up one more time for y'all. For y'all. So yeah, a lot to take in. I remember when I first read this a couple hours ago, I was just like, man, I had to give this guy a call, and we had a good conversation. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna get you on the show because you good, man, you good. We like that. All right, so let's continue this great article. Then West Side Story comes out and has Afro Latinx actors in it, only for people to be upset over the accents. That was me. When do we stop thinking every when do we stop thinking every film about us is going to somehow fix every ill we've ever suffered in Hollywood? Love it. You're absolutely right. I tend to put things in perspective. All the actors who gave stand-up performances in both films will work, uh, but this will not change anything in Hollywood behind the scenes. For that change, we need our we need our own to start hiring our own. I often use Ava DuVernay as an example. She decided to hire all women of color directors for her show Queen Sugar. It didn't matter if they had representation or if they were in the Directors Guild of America. She hired from a pool of independent filmmakers whose work she was familiar with. As a result, a lot of them got representation, got into the DGA, and directed their own TV shows from other series. That is how you do it. She didn't form an organization or sit on a bunch of panels to talk about inclusion. See, she hired people. I'm going to let my silence there speak on that. I will say that I'd like to see more Latinos who are in that position to do exactly what Kenneth wants you to do. Hire. Hire. One habit I formed over the years is to IMDb television shows that are promoted as Latinx, then check to see who the writers and directors are, particularly shows that are being promoted as authentic. More times than not, we are not the ones behind the scenes. We can't be authentic in our storytelling if we're not being honest about who is telling these stories. When we get these opportunities, we need to create characters who are honest, not woke cliches. Woo! Whoa! And we'll get you the link to that story by Kenneth Castillo. Bravo, sir. And we're going to have him on the show. We're going to have him on the show. This opens up so many great points of discussion. And I was really, really excited to see this uh, article up on the Daily Chela. Big ups to the Daily Chela and Brandon Maxwell as well. Director Kenneth Castillo, a scathing article. He says, I write one about once a year. That's fantastic, man. Fantastic. Yeah. And, you know, we're having a great time here on the channel. Make sure to check out all our videos. We have great videos on all kinds of Latino entertainment. in front of and behind the camera. And I will say this, when it comes to behind the camera, there is a gross under all that representation of Latinos, writers and directors. One film that we are going to talk about is called Plan B, and it's one of my favorite films of the year. It's probably like number three or four, probably three. And it is written and directed by Natalie Morales. But also, just as important, one of its producers produced Cobra Kai. And it makes sense because, you know, Cobra Kai is one of those TV shows that's diverse within and in all its storytelling. And this guy, for him to produce Plan B, which is diverse within this fun comedy, that's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. And so, this is a great article. I want you guys to check it out. I want you guys to leave me a comment, and we'll see you soon on the next video. Have a good one, guys. It's 2022. Paz y dale gas.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's land.
Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version.
All right, Paulie, let's go.